So, of course, you know by now, as we all do, that it is illegal for a Christian bakery to refuse to bake a wedding cake for a gay wedding. But as I've said before, these newfangled human rights, like the counterfeit human right to force someone to bake you a cake, they're not applied evenly. It's like poker. I call it politically correct poker, where your power over other people depends on your own politically correct status. Are you able to play the race card, or the gender card, or the sexual orientation card? So obviously, straight white men are at the bottom, sort of like having a pair of twos in a poker game. White women are a notch above, like a pair of queens, let's say. Being a gay white man would be like having three of a kind, pretty good. Hence the bakery decisions, right? They trump Christians, or at least white Christians, whose best card is like an 8 or something. Visible minorities beat women, even if you're a fake visible minority like that Rachel Dolezal, the white woman who pretended to be black. It's obviously why she pretended. I mean, it gives her more politically correct power, a better poker hand. She got the job at the NAACP. Well, if you're wondering who has the highest hand in a politically correct poker game, it should be pretty obvious. Muslim men. They have a higher hand even than Muslim women. They're holding their royal flush in politically correct poker. I'll prove it to you. I mentioned the Christian bakeries being sued into submission for refusing to bake a cake for a gay wedding. Well, here's a case out of the United States, out of Illinois, where 2 Muslim truck drivers refused to drive a truck that had alcohol in the back. Now, they weren't touching the alcohol. They weren't sitting next to it. They weren't drinking it. It was the back of a semi-trailer. They were working as truckers for a trucking company that trucked things in a truck. But they said they refused to drive a truck with liquor in it. There is no provision in the Koran that forbids driving a truck with liquor in the back. They just made that up. But even if that were true, why would they become truckers then? Why didn't they tell Star Transport when they applied to work as truck drivers there that they demanded the right to veto anything that would be in the back of the truck? Well, obviously, truck drivers who won't drive trucks aren't much use, so they were fired. Now, this was 6 years ago now, but these 2 Muslim men, immigrants from Somalia, sued the trucking company. That's not quite accurate. The Obama administration sued for them. The Orwellian Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, a U.S. government agency, sued Star Transport on behalf of these 2 teetotaling truckers. The lawsuit has been going on for 6 years. It was first heard by this man, a judge who's an Obama appointee, Judge James Shahid, the first Arab to sit as an Illinois judge. He found Star Transport guilty. And then last week, a jury awarded the 2 truckers $240,000. Hey, question, do you think a Christian truck driver could refuse to drive a truck if there was something, gayish in the back? Don't be ridiculous. We know the answer already from the bakery cases. And earlier this summer in Calgary, when a Christian bus driver named Jesse Rouse said he didn't like driving the gay pride-themed city bus, he was sacked. But that's my point. A guy with a lower poker hand always loses to a guy with a higher poker hand. Look, I think we should all be equal. I think employees should do their work for their companies or quit and go somewhere else. But the law doesn't believe that. The law doesn't believe in equality before the law anymore. We used to love that symbol of blind justice, the statue of a woman wearing a blindfold while judging the weight of each argument without knowing the irrelevant personal characteristics of each side. Now it's the opposite. That blindfold is off. All that seems to matter is race or religion or sex. Christian men are the lowest of the low. Women, minorities, and gays higher up, but nothing trumps Muslim identity politics. Not even a trucking company's right to have their truckers truck things. For TheRebel.media, I'm Ezra Levant.